How did Spencer get canceled again? He went on a podcast.
That is a place you wouldn't want your fly down.
I remember I opened up for Kane Brown when he was just kind of getting going in Hayes, Kansas. I don't know why I remember any of this. And I got on stage, and I was really kind of feeling myself. I'm like, they're loving me. Because I heard some chanting, and then I kind of went through, like, played another song, and there was still some chanting. I'm like, are they just chanting my name right now? And then after the song, I heard, your fly's down, your fly's down, your fly's down.
Welcome to the Mandy Show, the Mandy Show, the Mandy Show.
Welcome to the Mandy Show. Today we're talking with Spencer Crandall about songwriting and single-handedly changing the rules of the music industry. But first, here's something to think about. We are living through the most optimized moment in human history. Everything is faster, smarter, more efficient, and also somehow uglier. Our homes are 50 shades of beige. Our office buildings are glass boxes, interchangeable, forgettable. We used to build cathedrals that made you fall over onto your knees in awe. Now, we try to pack as many houses in a square mile as possible. Somewhere along the way, we decided the most important things in life are the ones we can measure. KPIs, ROI, productivity hacks. And listen, I love science and clean water and Wi-Fi and a solid Google Calendar. STEM matters. But beauty does something to us that tech never can. So today, I want to make a case for a resurgence of beauty and art. Not as decoration, but as necessity. Because if art feels optional to you right now, it's probably because nothing in your life has fallen apart recently. When my dad died unexpectedly when I was 20, the only thing that seemed to help was reading a few of my favorite books over and over. And not because they fixed anything, but because they spoke to something that no other conversations did. And that's when I realized beauty and art aren't indulgent. They're the things that help us cope with being human. And it's weird how the arts don't feel important until they are. Until you go to a museum on a first date and a painting says what neither of you are quite willing to admit yet. Or until you're writing a eulogy, searching for that one sentence that's big enough to carry an entire human life. Or you decide to learn how to tango for the first dance at your wedding. Or when a song gives you hope on a drive to a scary appointment. Or a poem that explains your country better than Congress ever has. Sociologists even have a term for that feeling you get at a concert when thousands of strangers are singing the same words, moving to the same beat, and for a brief moment, you feel less alone in the universe. They call it collective effervescence, which is a very academic way of saying, wow, I feel human again. We've trained ourselves to have an appetite only for what's useful, what's monetizable. But humans were not built to survive on efficiency alone. We were made for awe. So maybe what we need right now is simply a bigger appetite for glorious things. And that's why today, and our conversation with Spencer Crandall is so important, because art isn't a luxury, and some truths can only be understood in a song. And so let's get into it. Help us welcome Spencer Crandall. Woo, 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 woo.
Hey.
Okay.
Get it.
I like
Do
it.
this. I don't know. Hi, guys.
I liked the body roll.
Thank you. Yeah, you'll never see it again. But you'll never see that as long as I live again. But thank you so much.
I had a song ready for you.
Oh,
For
goodness, hit it.
copyright. I
Okay.
couldn't play it.
What
Can I
song
tell you
was
what
it?
Justin Timberlake's
Oh, you know
Future
me.
Sex Love Song.
Oh, that's my boy. I saw him on my
What's the word?
30th. Oh my gosh.
You did?
Saw him on my 30th birthday. It was a transcendent.
Did you do a body
experience.
roll?
So many.
Yeah, like all night.
I was sore from my
I've
body
seen
rolls.
him in concert. It
Oh.
was- yeah.
That boy. Yeah,
That
he's so much of what I do is like, it's like trying to kind of feel some of those feelings. There's a couple artists that when you're an artist, you're like, that person made me feel a thing, and now I want to make other people
Yes,
feel that thing.
yes.
And I saw him in concert, and I was like, I have to emulate so much of this in my shows, and he's a man. We don't have enough time for my JT crush today, but just know if there's ever a separate pod that we want to do.
Okay, speaking of as an artist making people feel things, I want to go around and I want to hear what the song or art piece or something like a piece of beauty that evoked something in you that kind of saved you in the moment. I'll go first. So I was visiting my high school boyfriend who was in college at the time up in San Luis Obispo at Cal Poly. And he broke up with me while I was up there. We made out all night. We woke up in the morning, we went out for breakfast. And then he's like, I just don't know that this is going to work. And I took the train back home. And the whole time I listened to A Long December by Counting Crows. And for some reason, it like spoke to like all the hurt I was feeling in the moment. And every time I hear that song, I think back about my train ride
That's
and
what
freaking
music
Joe
is supposed
Priola,
to do.
who broke my heart. And I was a senior in high school.
It's so funny, these things that are
That's so
burned into your
good.
brain, and then like I'll forget the words to the songs that I've written, but I can tell you exactly the shirt I wore in 3rd grade because somebody made fun of it. Like the things
Yes.
that stick with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Oh,
Okay, what saved you guys in the
was a
moment?
good
What
one.
song or?
man. Do you have anything that comes to your mind?
For no one will be surprised, but "Purple Rain" by Prince. I mean, just any.
Okay, first I have to.
Sorry.
We haven't brought this up on here, but Prince is Janella's hall pass, and it's not that she wants to like have sex with him.
Yeah.
She's just
We're not
like
making out.
he has
There's
charisma
a soul.
that like
Yes, connection
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
What is it about Prince? Is it his freeness? Is it his
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, just also that he was that artistic and just a genius at like 7 years old.
He was
Like
so bold too.
prodigy.
Like when people,
Yeah.
when everyone go left, he's like, "I'm going right. That's what I need to do."
Totally. Yeah, just
I
so
get that.
talented, so gifted.
Okay.
But that song has got me through, I mean, joys, lows, I lost my brother. I listened to that song over and over again, celebrating things. It's just that song. That's my go-to song.
Very few
Yeah.
songs can hit every time.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
once you find that, it's
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
little gift from the universe.
Yep.
I totally get that.
Yep.
I went through a breakup one
What's
time, and I
breakup song?
breakup songs. And there's a Brett Young song that just came to my head because I would like scream sing it, even though it's not a scream sing song. And it's what is that song? Don't tell me we could still be friends, hang out on the week. And I'm like, ah! And I would just grip my steering wheel, and I just remember that.
Were you crying through those
Pretty
lyrics?
much, yeah. So that's a good one. There's a song called "Don't Take the Girl" by Tim McGraw, and it's very, very sad. And I've never lived this, but sometimes if I like need to get my emotions out because I'm a guy and I have a hard time
Tim
with that,
McGraw.
that third chorus of the song, I'll just be like. So that's helpful. A couple of those
Sometimes
songs
you
that
need a
get you.
song that you know is going to make you cry
get
because
you.
it's like when you have to
I have that bottle
Yeah.
stop thing, and I'm working on it, but I don't know why it's there, but it's there. So every once in a while, I'm like, I gotta get this out, whether it's talking to somebody or great art
Yeah.
makes you kind of be able to uncork it.
Totally.
Therapeutic.
Okay.
Okay, mine's also a breakup one. I was dating a guy. He was still in high school and I was a year older, but I hadn't gone to college yet. So it was like 2020, prime COVID time. And so I knew I needed to break up with him. Like my parents were like, this is just not, and I was like, but it's fun, like I don't care. But I eventually hit a point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna tell my parents. Like I consult them for everything, but I'm like, I'm just gonna do this one by myself. I drove over to my brother's house and I was like, I'm really sad, whatever. And he's like, you're fine, like you can do this. I'm like, okay. I get in my car, he runs out of his house. He's like, wait, I need to put something on your aux for you to listen on the way there. I'm like, okay, like this is a sweet like brother sister moment. He puts on Stupid Feelings by Lainey and it's like EDM, like I like blast it. And I'm like, I can do this. Like it got me so hyped. And so anytime I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm like, I turn that song on and I blast it and I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like I remember when I was
Yes.
That's a hype
19
song.
and I had to break up with this 18-year-old boy and it was great.
Love it.
I work out to that song. I love that
You know
song.
that
Yeah.
song?
Oh, yeah.
Lainey's my favorite band.
It's so
I
good.
love that song.
I see him every once in a while
so
at
good.
the coffee shop by my house, and
Paul
I'm
Jason
always,
Klein?
I'm too scared to go say hi, but I see him sometimes.
That's like my
I just want to be like, I love you.
guy. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Okay, Graham.
Okay, well, I have a breakup one, and I have one that's not a breakup one. But I'll share my breakup one first. I went through a relationship in college that a lot of people advised me out of, and she was pretty invested in all of these people's lives that were advising me of this. And eventually, pastor sat me down and was like, listen, you got to cut it off. And I was just mopey. And after like a week of this, Jason Best, our worship pastor, sent me the song "I Hate Everything About You."
Jason Best.
By 3 Days Grace, with just like the shortest text. It was like, yeah, exactly.
Also work out that song.
Dude. And he just sent a text that was like, this helps me a lot. And so that's my, like, I'm happily married. I haven't listened to a breakup song since then, but that was my, for a season.
That gave you
It was everything.
the boost you needed.
But what I was thinking about when you said that question was, when I was in college, Sleeping at Last was coming out with his Enneagram song series, and I'm a 3, and the last line hit at a time where I was figuring out how to disconnect my identity as a person from my work as a creative, which is a journey that a lot of us have to go on. We should probably talk about that, Spencer.
I'm on that journey. Keep going.
But the last line is with an asterisk, worthy of love anyway, and that one stuck with me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And it's not a tattoo yet, but it'll probably end up being a tattoo.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Very good.
Yeah.
The other two I love is Psalm 139. That gets me through anything, the whole chapter. And then Maya Angelou's Phenomenal Woman. You like you, Kaylee, you walk away and you're like, I can.
Oh, I thought you meant like I
You
was
are.
phenomenal. I was like,
You are.
thank you.
But you just walk away just ready to conquer the world. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, having those tools in
That's
your
really good.
toolbox, very helpful.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, I think it's interesting that so many of our songs were around breakups and relationships because this feels on brand, kind of.
Yeah.
Totally. But I want to start at the beginning of your career because I think some people think like, oh, like you are an overnight success, but you've been working so hard for a long time.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
So will you just talk us through a little bit of like what your journey has looked like?
Yeah, there's a super long version. I'll give like the medium version. My friends call me Troy Bolton because I went to go play some college football. And I was like, I kind of like to sing. So they always make fun of me that I'm the guy from High School Musical. But I went to go play college football. I was not like some D1 stud. I went to go play D2 football, but it was kind of everything I wanted in life at the time. And then I got 2 really bad shoulder surgeries, and I had a bunch of doctors telling me to stop hitting grown men at full speeds. So I stopped. And I was just in a sling in my dorm room, and I couldn't do anything except I had this guitar that I stole from my little brother when I went to college. Shout out Taylor. And I would just kind of like be able to strum like this.
So
and then
you didn't even know how to play guitar?
I didn't know. I knew like 2
okay.
chords, 3 chords.
Okay.
And it was really more, right off the back of that conversation, the way to not feel as alone was to listen to these songs and then kind of learn how to play them. And there's something really primal about saying those words out loud, and like it kind of allows you to feel that feeling. And it was just for me. And then I had a few friends. We had a speaker die at like a pregame party that we were having in the dorm rooms. And they're like, oh, no music. And my roommate goes, Spencer sings. I'm like, shut up. And then I played whatever, like Chicken Fried and a couple just fun country songs before we went out. And I just remember this like free drugs feeling. I was like, that was so fun.
so cool.
I feel like I'm meant to kind of do this. And then I had, the next time that happened, someone was like, well, play one of your songs. And then a girl in my dorm was like, can you record that for me? I want to listen to that when I walk around the class. And I was like, you want to listen to me? That's crazy. And at this point, it was not like ever something I thought could be a job. I really was just like, this is fun. So I started to post on social media because I saw it was working for some other folks and got very lucky. And all of a sudden I blinked and I had like 150,000 Instagram followers in college. And I would play these fraternity parties and people go like, I recognize you. I'm like, how? From what? Like, I see your covers online. So I'm like, hey, this means something. And I got some messages and people said, next time you're in town, we should write. And I was like, where's town? What town do you speak of? They're like, Nashville. You got to come to Nashville. So 10 years ago, last week, I took a trip to Nashville with my mother. And I had found a guy through some crazy, just like, he managed a different guy. So we had a handshake management deal. And he's still my manager today. Went out to Nashville, took some meetings, and I got my eyes opened so wide to like, this isn't just a hobby, this is a profession. And this is just like football. There's like people who go out and throw the football around, and then there's people who this is their life, and they spend $1 million on their wellness, and they train with the best people. And that's what Nashville was. Everyone's writing a song every day. They're always posting on socials. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. Took trips every month for about 8 months. It's the only class I ever failed in college was during that time. And I moved in August 2016, and then I just kind of went to, my friends were still in school. I had a year left of school, and I kind of treated it like my master's program. Obviously, was not in school, but I was like, I've never done this, so I got to go learn how to produce a song. I got to go learn how to write a song. And I just surrounded myself. I always wanted to be the kind of dumbest person in the room, so I would just ask really smart people, I like what you're making. Can we make some stuff? And then I think that all came to a head in like 2020. My sister said, have you heard about TikTok? I was like, no. And she's like, well, it's like what everyone's on, and you're going to miss it. I was like, oh, okay. And I downloaded it, and then I texted her. I'm
Leave
like,
it to a sister.
she's just very, and she's very blunt, so she'll let me know. And then I texted her and said, I'm not a 13-year-old girl who dances in her room, so this is not for me, because I know what this app is. It's like what Vine was, and it came off the back of Musical.ly. She's like, what are they dancing to? It's like, music. You're right, I'm wrong. And I got on TikTok in 2019 before the world ended, and it was a perfect storm, and I couldn't have like recreated that if I wanted to. So then that's kind of where everything really started for me in the last like 5 or 6 years. But I've been doing it almost full time for 10 years, and it's a lot. I just had somebody ask me like, what's your day to day like? I'm like, every day is weird and different. It's a made up job, you know. I don't have a boss. So you have to be disciplined and be able to like make it up as you go, and I certainly have. I think what you were kind of referencing earlier is that I don't have a record label. I've never been signed to a major record label, and I've never been on FM radio, so the path has been really weird and different in this time where when I moved to Nashville, it was you get a label deal, they sign you, you go to radio, everyone does it, get in line. Internet came along, flipped everything on its head, and I think I was just a part of that and got lucky and figured it out.
You were well ahead of the curve,
Amazing.
though. And what I think is so cool is, like I said earlier, like you really have redefined the industry and what success looks like in so many ways. And so you are outpacing like artists who have been in the industry for a really long time, and now they're calling you like, what do we do? Teach us what you're doing.
yeah.
Teach us your ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I had a lot of friends who, when I got on TikTok in like 2019 or 20, kind of sat me down and were like, I think this is a really bad move for you. Like, I think this is cringy, and I think this is going to really hurt your career. And like, I think the labels are going to be allergic to it. I was like, I don't know. I don't see it the same way. And then like a year or two later, those same guys and gals were like, we should grab coffee. Could you like help me with this? Which I will happily do, but I remember feeling like I was maybe throwing my career away, but I had nothing to lose because some of the labels had told me no. So I'm like, screw it, I got to go do this. And if it's not going to just happen. And that's when I got really lucky, and really the world ended. Everyone was stuck on their phones, and I happened to be exactly where everyone went. So yeah, I've been doing it a minute, and I've never been like middle fingers up to the industry, like, we hate you guys, I'm going to do it myself. It just never.
You didn't pull a Prince?
No. Or like a Macklemore, right? He was always like,
yeah.
F the system. That's not me.
Yeah.
I kind of got told no, so then I had to figure it out. And then by the time I figured it out, I remember I took a meeting with a insert major record label here, and the guy was laughing, and he was like, man, we should hire you to do our socials and like to do our marketing. And in my head, I'm like, that's not what I want to hear before I try to give you 90% of my life and my career. Is like, you already know everything. You know more than we do, right? So it's a weird time to be in the music industry. It keeps getting weirder. It's the wild, wild west. Got to adapt. Got to stay
Do you feel like it
nimble.
was a decision that you just in your gut knew? You know, I hear that a lot from different artists or, you know, entertainment folks, that it most of the people giving them counsel said, don't do it. And then and then they do it, and it turns out okay. Was it a gut thing? Was it?
I think so. Because I think I saw value in attention, and I didn't romanticize.
True to yourself, you think? Was it more?
Yeah, because I also felt like I want
artistry?
to say what I want to say. And I had so many friends who were putting up music that sounded nothing like them. They were posting on socials like this kind of like plastic version of themselves, because they are basically owned by someone else. They're told you can or you can't.
Yeah.
Do not pass go. Like, and that really was scary to me. And then I watched all those people get dropped. And then my gut just kept saying, double down on this,
Yeah.
because this is something that no one can ever take away from you.
Yeah.
If you go to a label and they get you on the radio and they get you on tour with insert cool artists here, and then they stop liking you, everything goes away. You get a red letter on your chest that says you didn't work in town. So not only now do you not have anything because it's their algorithm, really. It's
blacklisted
their,
then.
you're kind of put on the outside.
Whoa.
And so I was like, if I only get one shot, I want to really have my gut flip and go, this feels like so worth it. And I just haven't. And it's kind of like, I'm 31 and I'm not married, and people will kind of be like, do you want to get married? I'm like, yes, but I don't want to do it to do it. I don't want to do it because all my friends have done it. And I don't want to do it because I feel like I'm missing out. I want to do it because it feels right and it's the right time and all that, right? So same thing with record labels. Just keep on trucking.
And some of the horror stories, I have two really good friends, amazing artists, signed, and they were told to do stuff they would never do.
Totally.
Never do.
Wear this, sing this,
That.
post this, hang out with people. Like, it's a kind of a dark world. It's not even like the cabal, whatever, everyone thinking it's like this underground society. It's just, there's a lot of money and there's little gatekeepers and they want to protect a thing. They can make decisions and you might not get to be a part of those decisions.
Yeah.
And that felt crazy to me when music is supposed to be about authenticity and this whole town feels robbed of authenticity. Like, what are we doing if not being authentic and trying to tell our story? So I have so many friends on deals and they're crushing. I have so many friends who had deals who it's been a nightmare. It's like marriage. It can work. It cannot work, right? But I'm just waiting for that touch of God, universe being like, it's time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
For sure.
You said something to me a couple of years ago that I still think about all the time. And we were talking about social media, and you were sharing how, like, early on, you had to get over worrying about what other people thought. And, like, you knew that maybe friends from high school were, like, mocking you behind your back. Will you just talk a little bit about that? Because I think for so many of us in different areas of our life, like, we need to just get over ourselves.
Yeah, it's so tough because we all have first player syndrome. So you're like, everyone's watching everything I'm doing. And I just had a friend early on because I was like, am I posting too much? Am I posting? He's like, I don't see. Like, I love you to death. I work 9 to 5. I have a real person job. Your job's made up. I'm on socials to be entertained. If I see you, that's great. But it was kind of like a get over yourself moment. And then I think that what you referenced earlier is the like, can you, in the face of everyone in your life saying, I don't like that, say I like that? Like, we've all been in middle school and someone's like, I hate country music. And then everyone's like, yeah, me too.
So do I.
And you're
I hate
like,
country music.
yeah, me too. Like, that's the worst. I hate country music. But in your heart, you're like, no, I love country music. The boldness to just say, I do a thing. It's not for everyone. It's okay. It's not for everyone. All the people I love, in fact, have large sections of people that hate what they do. Think of Taylor Swift. She has like Facebook pages and probably meetups that's like, I hate Taylor Swift. Like, there are people that don't like it. That doesn't define what you do. What defines what you do is your authenticity and trying to feed your people well so that they show up for you. I had a friend in high school who really like said some stuff that I will just really remember for the rest of my life. And he was basically like, you're a fraud, you're a phony. And he said, why you, basically. And I like sat with that and it really threw me off my axis for a while. But then I actually flipped it and like, why not me? Everyone who's ever started was a guy or a gal picking up a guitar, was writing their first song. Everyone sucks for a while. Can you get through the suck and then get to stuff that you love? And that's the litmus test and that's the bar. Cool, let's try to get to that as fast as possible. Judging yourself is not helpful. Let other people judge and you kind of keep your head down. I think I learned that only through reps because you can't understand that. It's like when your parents take away your phone and you're like, I get it already. Like, I'll take the phone back, but like, I already learned my lesson. Like, you won't learn your lesson unless it's for real. Like, you feel the hurt. I just felt the hurt of 1,000 posts not doing well. And then eventually like, well, it doesn't matter because if they don't do well, I'm still fine. And if they do great, I'm still me. None of this matters. Trying to, you talked about identity earlier and separating yourself, especially when you're an artist. If Wells Fargo isn't doing well, but I come home from work and I take my badge off, it doesn't feel as personal. And that's just a random example, obviously. But when Spencer Crandall music isn't doing well, I am that guy.
Yeah.
And it can feel like I'm a bad person or I'm not worthy. And that's a lot of what it is early on. Can you separate, I have an artist project, I want to say stuff, and then I'm also a son and a friend and these other things, and that's separate. It's really hard though.
So hard. I was talking earlier about how we were talking about relationships and how that's on brand for you, and you're such a beautiful songwriter, and you cover
Thank you.
all of the components of relationships and just life, and you have this gift with words. And so I'm wondering, where do you start? Like songwriting is like such a big component of what you do and who you are. And so what's your process like?
Yeah, songs are really weird because they can come about in like a million different ways. I think the difference between like a non-songwriting person and a songwriting person is really just the hyper awareness to that lightning strike feeling when somebody says something or you feel something that is universally true or always true, like timeless. And, I've been watching a show one time and somebody said something and it just hits me like lightning. The difference of a non-songwriter is they just feel it. The difference, obviously being I go straight to my notes app, write it down, and then I go into a room with a couple other folks and I say, these are a few things that have rocked me. Like what lights your heart on fire, what breaks your heart. Those are kind of usually the baseline things that you want to feel. Because in a world of a trillion songs, why this song? Why this? Oh, it's because it hurts every time. Or it heals every time. And so there's not a lot of stuff that can actually do that except for words. And I think then you put those words to melodies. I usually start with a North Star. What is this song about? Because without the North Star, we could all sit here and put out great melodies for days and Melody's king. And I think pop music is usually that. It doesn't really need to be about anything. It just makes you feel so good.
Yeah, it's just
But
a vibe.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And pop music oftentimes is what's playing behind the scene of the movie. So it's supposed to make you feel but not step on the words or step on the moment. Country music is the moment. Country music is the video. It's then he got in the car and he drove here and he said this. So it's the script more than it is the background. So words are important. Words are really important. So you start with that North Star of something that breaks your heart or heals you or fills you up. And then I think it's surrounding yourself with really good people. Not a lot of people know this, but like all your favorite songs are not written by one person. Rarely they are. If you look at my calendar, I have like 3 or 4 writes next week. And it's like going to the gym. It's on your calendar, whether you want to or not. You're going to show up and you're going to put in 3 or 4 hours. And then at the end, you usually have a song because these people are really good.
Yeah.
And you want to surround yourself with really great writers. And that's usually the process is I want to find something that feels true to me, that feels authentic. And then I bring it into people that are that I really trust with that. And that process takes a long time to find real humans who you're like, we're going to get it usually no matter what. That's really hard to find.
Do you ever feel insecure going into those sessions? Like, I've got
I
this little
just
baby
told
idea.
this the other day. It's like cliff jumping or like cold plunging. Every time it's scary. Like no matter how many times you do it, you still get the little like. So I have an idea. Like, okay, and it's not finished
You might
yet.
not like it.
Yeah, and it's not that good. Never mind.
It's probably so stupid.
It's really dumb anyway. And that's every time it feels like you're offering like a little lamb. And then people are like, no. And you're like, okay, so what about the other thing? It's really nerve-wracking. And you could be with Hall of Fame songwriters. You could be with just your buddies. It's always nerve-wracking because it's vulnerable. Good songwriting is vulnerable. And there are many times where you bring something in and people say no. And when you're young, you think that's bad. I think now, 10 years in, I'm like, good. Now we have gotten through the C-level song. We didn't write that today. We don't need to write the B-level song. I'd rather go home and write no song than sit there and write something that's going to die on the graveyard of my Dropbox.
Yeah.
And then 6 years later, I'm like, oh, yeah, we missed it. Because we didn't feel the feeling and we were all lying to each other.
Yeah.
Because it has to be the thing in the moment. John Belling talks about like you get chills and then you defend the chills like a football player. Like it's now your job to get it into the end zone, pass the label, and just trust that that thing you felt in that room is going to translate to 1,000 people in a room feeling the same thing. It's really hard. It takes a lot of practice. And then the other hard part of it is you can often be wrong. You can feel something and then like 6 weeks later, like it just doesn't hit anymore, which really stinks. So you have to really there's like discipline in showing up, and then there's discipline in being honest with yourself, like radical candor. And I push all my co-writers. If you stop liking this, raise your hand immediately because someone just turned off the radio, someone is bored at the show. If we're bored, someone went to the bathroom, right? So be super, super honest, but it takes so much vulnerability to be that honest, right?
Totally, totally. Okay, I'm curious, is there a song that you love? You have so many hits, but do you have a song that like didn't hit and you're like, I don't know why this song has not done what I thought it was gonna do?
Yeah, and I've actually been in the room when we wrote a whole song, and I was like, I still like that idea, but I think the song we wrote isn't as good as the idea. So we scrapped it and started over, and it's the biggest song of my career now, which is crazy. Because we wrote like I have a song called The Right One, and the premise is if I could love the wrong one this much, imagine how much I could love the right one. And I kind of stepped in the room and thought it was supposed to be like tongue-in-cheek, like fun, and it wasn't. And we all kind of sat there, and we messed around, we wrote a verse and a chorus. And then you start looking at each other, you're like, you like that, right? They're like, yeah, but you like it, right? And all of a sudden we're like, dang it, none of us really like it as much. But when I say that sentence, I still get goosebumps. So it means that we failed in the structure so let's go back and try to get back to the North Star. Okay, the North Star is hope. And so then my buddy AJ plays this thing on piano, which feels like hopeful and kind of sad. I'm like, where was that at the beginning of the right? Like, do that because it was so good. And so, again, you just have to kind of trust that. I have certainly a couple songs out that you still feel the thing, but maybe it's the marketing. Maybe it's the timing of sonic identity. Like I've had a few songs that I'm like, I think that was too early or too late. Maybe the market isn't wanting that right now. And then there's other times you're just wrong. And that's a really hard part of this world is it's your baby and it's not, people don't like it. Toughness. Like it's just, yeah, I've put out probably 100+ songs in my life and probably 5 or 6 have changed my life, meaning I'm not that good. Like you hope you are, but like in baseball, if you make the Hall of Fame, you're hitting 3 out of 10 baseballs. In songwriting, I've probably written 2,000, 3,000 songs, put out 100.
Wow.
Out of those 100, maybe 5 have done anything for my life. So it's a hard thing to do, and it's okay. It's understanding like failure, redefining failure maybe as learning and saying, great, that's one more song, and I'm that much closer to one more of those little gems, those little nuggets, and that's all you can pray for.
Have you written for other artists?
I kind of haven't because I've always felt like if I want to be the artist, anything that I write, if I love it, then I need to believe in it and champion it. I also think I do something hopefully different enough that not everybody could just go cut that song. Like I think of a song like The Right One, and I think it has like these gospel notes and some soul notes and these things that I hope not everyone can do, like vocally, and I hope not. So it's like Ryan Tedder kind of talks about like this party trick. Like what is your thing that everyone in this room can do something, but they can't do that? And you usually try to write around it a little bit. Like Ed Sheeran, great example, he's so good at phrasing, that rapid cadence and that. So he wrote around that because it stuck out in a world of singer-songwriters. He was a rapping singer-songwriter. So in country music, I want to be the guy who maybe not everyone can sing that song.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of these guys have great voices, but they're not like R&B influenced, or they're not soul influenced or pop influenced. So, okay, what are my party tricks leaning into those things? Actually, the best compliment I can get from like my manager, he's like, that's a Spencer Crandall song. No one else can sing that song. And usually if I'm writing okay songs, you'll start to be like, I bet so-and-so could sing that, which is like kind of bad, but it's kind of good. So I haven't. I don't know why.
Your soul level When were you at MomCon with us?
Gosh,
Was it 20,
20,
22, maybe, or maybe earlier?
maybe earlier.
And you did a medley for us, and we kind of got in a little trouble because it turned into like this concert, like R&B, like the ladies were screaming their heads off, but not like in a hallelujah way.
Sure. Yeah, I probably should have cleared all the stuff with my mother, but
It was so good, though.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a
It
lot
was
of fun.
so
Good.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what's your most embarrassing moment on stage? Like, do you have a moment
How much
where
time do
you're
we
like,
have? Okay, a few come to mind. One of the first cool opening things I ever did, the radio guy comes up to me and goes, "Hey man, I heard you sound checking. You were incredible. Remind me your name." I'm like, "Spencer Crandall." He's like, "Spencer Crandall." Says like 8 times. Like, "Okay, let it rip, brother." I'm like, "All right, awesome." Gets on stage, he's like, "Y'all are in for a treat tonight, WWE style. Welcome to the stage, Stephen Crandall." And it's like maybe my first cool opening gig of my life. So I just don't know what to do. So I just walk, I'm like, "Hi, Steven couldn't be here tonight. I'm Spencer." And I just went into like,
that's clever.
I just felt very like
good.
hit off kilter. But that's what
That's funny.
now 10 years in, I've had so many of these. I remember I opened up for Kane Brown when he was just kind of getting going in Hayes, Kansas. I don't know why I remember any of this. And I got on stage and I was really kind of feeling myself. I'm like, they're loving me because I heard some chanting. And then I kind of went through, played another song, and there was still some chanting. I'm like, are they just chanting my name right now? And then after the song, I heard, "Your fly's down, your fly's down, your fly's down."
No.
And I was like, cool, cool, cool. Instant.
Did you have
instant
underwear
humble.
on?
I did, thank God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just did like a whoop. It's like, well, it can't get worse.
Were you playing guitar?
I had
It
like
wasn't not
a
low enough?
2-piece band, so I had other
okay.
guys on stage. I think I was
Okay.
playing the guitar for a little bit,
Okay.
and I took it off. It was kind of,
Okay.
getting on the moves and the action, and they're like chanting. I'm like, palm my
It's like
hand.
hidden behind the guitar, but no.
There's like a grandma
not
who's
at
looking
this
at me like,
moment. No.
so there's a lot. I got hit with a water bottle in the head at a big county fair, and it's just like embarrassing. I've got hit with a tomato.
What?
I was in a this like smaller club in Illinois, and this guy, I said as a joke, I got a new song coming out, so if you guys love it, give me a thumbs up. If not, you can throw the rotten tomatoes you brought, whatever, as a bit. He had worked at this place, goes in the back of the kitchen. He's not allowed in this place anymore. He gets a real tomato. He doesn't know that it is basically frozen. So it's a softball. And he pitches it at my head, and I turn, and it hits my forearm and just
thank goodness.
explodes. And so I'm like, again, what do you do? Like, these are the moments that I'm kind of glad that I've had, because now there's really nothing that can throw me
Yeah.
off my game. But yeah, so I've been hit with tomatoes, water bottles, had my fly down, said the wrong name, and that's like 4 of 1,000.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Those are so good.
Weird job.
Super weird. Super weird. But you're so, you handle it with so much ease. And I've heard, you're naturally gifted. Even your mom will say when you were a little kid, you could handle a situation. Whatever came your way,
Sure.
you're going to manage the crowd.
My mom will also hype me up for eternity. So she's maybe not the best person to ask, but we will trust her a little bit and say, I have just always been the class clown. The story that my mom would say if she was here is 4-year-old recital. There's like a turkey song that you sing, and everyone has their little pilgrim hats on. And it's like, a turkey is a funny bird, its head goes wobble, wobble. It only says one funny word, gobble, gobble, gobble. And that's it. And that was the whole singing of the whole thing. And then they go, gobble, gobble. And I step out from the crowd, and I do an opera rendition.
Stop.
I'd never heard opera. And I go, a turkey. And all the parents are like hooting and hollering because I knew I'd get attention. And so that's the
That's
if ever
awesome.
my mom
Is that
tells,
on video somewhere?
God, I kind of hope so, kind of hope not. I've just kind of been that my whole life. And I think through playing so many weird kinds of shows, like I said, I've played fraternities where they forgot to turn the music off. I've played in the back of my truck to sorority girls who are so drunk that I'm like basically telling police officers like, can you help her? And all that just really helps you to say, the show must go on. All this is like, and I also think the best performances are sometimes when the weird moments happen. I was just on tour. I'm in Atlanta. The power goes out in the venue, like all of our power to our computers and tracks and everything. And so I had to freestyle this little like, all right, I'm just going to go off the cuff. And like, can you guys hear me? And everyone's like, yeah. And I still get messages of like, that was such a cool moment in a show. So can you take something, same with the tomato moment, I said a joke that I probably can't say here about this guy and people laughed so hard. I still get messages about that. And it's like, can you turn it into a moment to be present with people and say, isn't life crazy? Isn't this so silly, all this? That is usually when they lean in harder because they're like, one of us, versus it can feel like they're wolves sometimes. And if you say the wrong thing, that's like, whew, everyone turns on you like, no, please come back. I need you, you know?
I think that's such a gift that you have. And I think it's something that I'm striving to do more in my own life is stewarding moments well. And your mom was telling me recently, I think it maybe happened a couple years ago, but you guys were out, maybe it was New Year's, and you're around a table having dinner with your family. And you went around the table and you told everybody what you were proud of them for doing that year. And she said it was just this really special moment that you looked everybody in the eye and reminded them of something that they're good at. And I think like that's a gift that you have.
Thank you.
And do you carry that into like at other moments in your life, or is it mostly stewarded on stage, or what does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, those are very kind words, and I really appreciate that. I think I remember hearing stories as a kid that my dad's dad died when he was 11. My dad was 11. And I always wondered, like, my dad is a very, like, he feels urgency in life. And I give him a lot of credit for any of this because I just am like, we're here for, like, I'm 31 now, so I statistically have, like, 40 more Christmases. And that, like, Christmas dinner with my family, like, that means I'm going to be there and try to be with them. And I also think we say these things when people are gone, but they're not there to hear them. And I think I've had a few friends pass away, and I think that's another part of that where you go, oh, every time I'm with my mom, I'm going to tell her I love her. Every time with my brother, if I mean it, I'm proud of you, and my parents have modeled that so well. So it's really big roundabout compliment to them. And then I think the part about music that maybe people don't fully realize is that there's a huge business aspect of it. And so I employ lots and lots of people, and to keep those people, you need to treat them with respect, and you need to tell them when things didn't go the way you wanted them to. But you also need to hype them up, and some of these people are really young, and it's their first gig, and so just to give them encouragement. Like, I don't think I had that when I moved to Nashville. Nobody was coming up to me being like, "You're crushing." So I like to be that person. I like to cheerleader. You guys know my sweet mother. She is the ultimate cheerleader. It feels like she has pom-poms everywhere she goes. So I remember, like, at wrestling meets, I get pinned 3 times in a row, and she'd be like, "But your effort." You gave it your all, right? So, like, that's what I grew up with, and I think I've had that modeled for me really, really well. And I want to be the guy who is a cheerleader and people feel safe around, and I'm okay if that's not for everyone, you know?
And that's what
Love
people
it.
will remember, Spencer.
Yeah, what's the saying? It's like nobody remembers what you did. They remember how you made them feel.
Maya Angelou.
Yeah, and that's the truest of them all.
Yeah.
Like, no, my stream count doesn't go on my tombstone. My tickets sold,
That's right.
any of that.
That's
But
right.
people who show up, you know, if you're lucky
Yeah.
enough to have that,
Yeah.
they'll say, he showed up. He said he was proud of me. He was
He was a good guy. He was funny. He could sing.
yeah, right. Like, sing is hopefully in there, but really what you'll
I
be
made it
remembered
number
as.
3.
That's
'cause
great.
You don't want it to be number
No. If you're like, he was a great singer, but he was
He
like,
was-
that's not good. So,
Seriously.
yeah, that's a high compliment. And, you know, I got great parents.
Yeah, you do.
Let's
Okay.
talk about the tour bus.
Oh, yeah.
I want to
do
know
it.
what you wanted to know about that.
Talk to us about, people think that touring's really glamorous,
I know.
and it's not at all.
Yeah.
It's like
Already
the
bringing up
opposite of
something.
glamorous.
Touring
What's
is
the worst thing about the tour bus?
It's my favorite part, and it's my least favorite part. because there's nothing like finally getting people together and you all feel the feeling. It's like incredible. But that's an hour and a half of 22 and a half more hours, math. You know, like I got really sick on this last tour. So I'm doing all these steroids for my voice so I can like even get out of bed to get on stage. And then your voice is gone, and so you're anxious. And then it's like a runner who has a race and they have a pulled hamstring. You're just like, I hope I get to the finish line. Well, there's also 3 shows in a row, and what people might not realize is I do a VIP show before the show because it helps us monetarily. People pay to come hang, and it's like a perfect win-win. So we do that before the show, and I sing at that, and I meet sometimes 100, 120 people before the show. So I'm doing a podcast, basically. I do a Q&A. I play 2 or 3 songs. That's an hour and a half. So, like, by the end of the weekend, you feel like you got hit by a Mack truck.
Yeah.
And all my friends are like, rock star. And you're like, I need an IV and like 7 months of hibernation.
Oh, man.
And you know what? I chose this life, and complaining is not going to help, but it certainly can feel very lonely, and it's a really weird life to go from people actually chanting your name, not that your fly's down. Spencer, encore, we love you, that's awesome. Boom, you're on a tour bus, everyone's loading out, and it is silent, and now it's you and your thoughts, and it's you and your anxiety, and it's you and your sickness, and it's you, and you're like, I'm alone. You know, I don't have a partner. I don't have friends with me out every weekend. There are moments where, and the whiplash of those things is really intense. Tour bus is helpful because you can sleep and you can have some healthy food, but at the end of the day, travel is travel, and you're traveling a lot. I went to the grocery store 5 times last year, maybe, because I just can't. Like, milk and eggs go bad when I'm gone every 4 days, every 5 days.
You
so.
can't because you're recognized, or you can't because you don't want to be.
Because I'm not home enough to
Got
even
it.
enjoy
Yeah.
the end of.
Yeah.
If I buy fruit, I will throw that fruit out 98% of the time because, hey, last minute gig, you're gonna go here, do this. Okay, while you're out there, we're gonna do the podcast, we're gonna do the press thing,
So
and then
everything that
all
comes
of a
with it.
sudden you're
Yeah.
gone for. By the end of, so last year I went on tour. October 2nd was the first show, and I shot a bunch of content for an album, and I put out an album in September. So I was really busy in September. So from August till January, and then I was here in Colorado for a lot of the holidays. I slept in my bed 12 times and went to the grocery store 0 times. And so you don't ever really feel like you're at home, and that's a weird feeling. It's hard to find routine. You're waking up in a different bed. You're waking up in a new city. Where's the gym? Where's the coffee shop? I don't know. So finding ways, meditation or things that are like, I'm going to do no matter what because it's grounding. And then also it is fun to, like, that exists. That is true. It is also really fun to, like, kind of have a sleepover with, like, 12 dudes and be like, Fortnite and pizza, like that can be very fun. And we do that. I'm sober, so my bus is very, like, 13-year-old fun. And we have a blast. Those guys are so funny, and we love life. So it's really both, and I think that's why it's so hard, because one night that was one of my favorite nights ever. The crowd was incredible. We got to stay up when we were talking, and the next night you're like, my voice hurts. Sometimes I throw my back out because I'm getting old. So, like, your back hurts and your voice hurts and you're tired and everyone's in a bad mood and, the bus broke down. It's that whiplash effect is really tough. Yeah.
It's because
So
you left it all
wild.
on the stage.
That's right.
And I do. And I have a hard time. My manager, before I went on this tour, did a lot of talking to me about, like, you actually can't give 110% every night, because by Monday, if you get sick every week or you're so exhausted, so finding ways to give incredible shows, but the next night you're ready to go again. And I did a lot more training. Like, I kind of tapped my football roots, and I was running for like 2 hours and singing the whole 2 hours.
Oh,
and I would do that 3 or 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
Kind of, Taylor Swift is the
Yeah, I hear a lot of
the
artists.
model, yeah.
For sure.
So I'd go 30 minutes over my set. I would sing for 2 hours. I did vocal lessons. I did, try to get in the best shape of my life. And it really, really helped me, because it is that. It's like you have to be ready to go. And then whether or not you want to, it's Thursday bus call and it's time again. So it's a lot. Yeah.
Wild. Okay, a couple of rapid fire questions.
Hit it.
Ready? Okay, what's the smallest thing that could derail your day?
Smallest thing that could derail my day. trying to think of how dramatic I want to be here.
Go full drama.
Full drama. I get a coffee most days, and I've been really good this year. I've been doing coffee at home as much as I can, but I also travel a lot. And when someone makes you just a terrible coffee, because now I feel bad, I usually don't get another one, so then you just kind of like suffer through it. But I really look forward to it. And when you're just drinking a bad coffee, and then I'll like get the wordle wrong, and that's usually like a bad omen. Yeah.
And you just tipped like $4.
Yeah, I
Right.
tipped $80 somehow because I hit the screen wrong, and then I drink like it feels like someone peed in my latte, and it's terrible. So that's number one.
That's fair. That's very fair. Okay, do you think you're the kind of person who would survive an apocalypse?
Yeah.
What would be your go-to strategy? Like, what's the skill that you're bringing?
What's the apocalypse? First?
Yeah. We
What's
going
happening?
zombie. We going nuclear.
That's a great question.
I think
probably-
Whatever you would
Alien
fare best.
attack.
Yeah.
aliens. Well, aliens are tough because
Yeah.
who knows what we're dealing with here.
Right.
I think so. Like, look, not to toot my own horn, but my power was just out for 4 days, and I did pretty good.
So you pretty much just like
pretty much did the whole apocalypse.
yeah.
I mean,
You proved
just
your
A
ability.
plus.
You practice.
I practiced the apocalypse this last week.
yeah.
I grilled a pizza, so I'm really proud of myself because
What?
my electric stove was electric, so it was gone. And I had all this food, and I chat GPT'd, which would not be in the apocalypse, I understand, how to make a pizza on my grill. So
That is impressive.
know.
Okay.
if you guys need survival tips, let me know.
Okay, we're obsessed on this podcast. One of our goals is getting Kaylee married. So we like to talk about perfect dates and that
Let's
kind of
go.
thing. So what's your perfect date?
Whoa. Haven't had one of those in a while.
We're actually really good matchmakers too. So
And if
we
someone
might,
planned
I
one for
mean,
you, what would it look
yeah.
like versus you planning one for someone else?
I really, it's more about, is there something that can stimulate real, authentic conversation as fast as possible? Like, I remember I was like in 8th grade, so this does not count, but I went to a movie for a date, and I remember being like, that was the worst day of my life. I don't know who this person is. Like, I saw a movie, and like loud restaurants I don't love, or so like some sort of activity that there's like a mutual interest in, maybe get a little competitive, like just try to draw out some realness. And then I think I'm actually not that picky about dates, because if it's somebody walks in right now and we get to sit on this couch, it's about the chemistry and the conversation and the like spark, and like insert Topgolf, insert great dinner. I don't think it matters as much as it does the person, which is a little cheesy, but it's true.
That's a really good answer though.
That is a good answer.
Do you feel like it's been different dating now that you're like in this music world? Like
Yeah.
it's probably changed the game, yeah?
It's certainly not something I saw on my bingo card. Like, I guess the way to describe it is that people know you before you know them. So now there's a catch up sometimes,
Yeah.
and you just don't quite know why someone's talking to you until, and you have to have a pretty good trust in yourself to understand, like, I think this person's genuine or authentic, because I've kind of gotten down a road before. I'm like, oh, I think this person wants to have that like Thomas Rhett, like, cool, I get to post on social media, and his is real because it's his high school sweetheart. This felt like I told all my friends, and I feel like they're more obsessed with what I do than with who I am. So the question to get to eventually is, would you love me if I didn't do this?
Right.
And if I can feel that, then we're usually in a good spot. But yeah, people's like first like pickup lines on a dating app are like, still looking for your person. Or like I have a song called Side of the Stage, like, what's it all worth at the end of the day if there ain't nobody on the side of the stage? And people be like, you know, I could be on the side of your stage, you know, like stuff like that. So they think it's,
Why do the girls you're connecting with have a very
Have a very
masculine
deep
voice
voice.
in your head?
you know,
Oh my God.
that's a great question.
Good point, Graham.
Yeah. Should probably go to therapy about that one too, but add it to the
I'm
list.
sorry I brought it up.
No, it's real. It's real. I think it's weird. It's a weird time, and then the further you go down the path, the weirder it gets. So, you know, fingers
you
crossed.
have a surprising talent that no one knows you have that you can show us right now.
Surprising talent that not a lot of people know about. I mean, not to toot my own clown
You've
horn
been
here.
tooting your horn this whole podcast.
My
Toot
first
it.
my first job, like my paid job, was as a birthday party clown when I was like 13 years old.
Whoa.
It's not like a brag.
Really?
This is
Are
not.
we talking like full face paint?
I
Like
could
how-
back in the day. I could unicycle and juggle, and I could still juggle pretty well.
Oh my
But there's not a
Juggle.
unicycle.
I love
so,
jugglers.
I think I have a couple impressions and things that can get some laughs and stuff like that.
I want to see him juggle. Can we grab 3 apples?
We have 3 vases
Oh.
right there.
We'll
I
grab
could
one.
juggle
Do you
some
want-
bases.
3 apples.
We do some apples.
I'll be right back.
I want
do
to
some
see you
impressions.
juggle.
Whatever. I mean,
TJ can juggle. I love when he juggles.
yeah. Juggling's great. I think I do a lot of voices and sounds that are. I don't know where they come from, but they're there.
Can we hear one of the voices?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what's like a.
It's
That's
so
a good
much
one to
pressure,
do.
like on the spot.
Does anyone have anyone that they want to hear?
Wait, we actually have a thing about
I want to see him juggle.
Yeah, that makes me want an apple. Let's do a president on the left and a president on the right, so in order to not
very fair.
make anyone sad at us. Okay, what would he say? I don't know. I feel like he always says like, "Excuse me, actually, just hold on." Incredible apples, giant apples. Incredible. He's playing a tiny accordion with his hands. Excuse me. Actually, in fact, I've eaten the most apples out of anyone. Donald,
That's
I would kill you in an apple eating contest, and it's not even close. My brother, I would destroy you in an apple eating contest.
He would say brother, too.
Barack Hussein, might I add. Hussein's the middle. Obama, treacherous.
That's the apples.
So
I don't know if you can use any of
well
that.
done.
That was
So impressive.
I used to be able to do cool tricks. This will be
juggling.
You can stand up.
Yes, I love it. Oh my God. That was so
I used to be able to do this with a ring, a club, and a ball on a unicycle. Again.
What? And you were 13 years old?
Hold on, we didn't get clarity. In a full clown costume?
Yeah, that was, again, therapy. Probably.
Yeah.
So TJ tried to teach me a couple years ago.
Well done. Well done.
You're keeping your eye on the apple.
Yeah,
Not
for the most part.
necessarily, okay.
The main thing is you have to, like, first you start off with the, like
you,
the switch.
Kaylee.
So you go, hold it here and go,
And then you flip it.
and get used to
Yeah,
that,
okay.
and then you can.
Okay,
I'm gonna have one of those on the way home, by the way, because I just
I'm gonna learn.
accidentally molested them. So I will be taking at least one of them.
That's a lot of talents just to
love
pull
it.
Thank you
out.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, they've gotten me a lot in life.
Right out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a man of many talents.
I'm emphasis on useless, but
Okay, last question. What's your emotional support food?
all of them. Again, let's go to therapy. Certainly pizza. Pizza just reminds me of being like, you know that feeling when you go to Blockbuster? This is now for some of our older listeners. Go to Blockbuster, your mom's like, you got $10, $20. Like, we're kings. And you get like a Mountain Dew and like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and then like a movie that she doesn't know, maybe.
You could
Is
also get
not as-
popcorn.
You get some popcorn, your Milk Duds. But then mom orders pizza and that feeling of all your friends running upstairs. I don't know, that's like, that just brings
so
me to a
nostalgic. I love
place.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
And certainly has not been good for me in the last year where I'm like, I'll just order a pizza, you know? So here we are.
What toppings are on your pizza?
I'm an adventurous lad. Like if we were all getting pizza, I'd ask them like, "What's your favorite?" We try it, but pepperoni's the standard. I feel like if you can rock the pepperoni.
Are you a pineapple? Like,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Your game for.
Very few things. I don't love pickles. That's weirdly like my only. You love pickles?
There it was. That's what we disagree on.
Oh no.
Seriously?
I think pickles are a bully food. I think they come into this scenario and they if it was a podcast, they would talk too much. They'd be rude. I think they're just too overpowering.
I'm gonna cry.
Okay,
I
Kaylee,
love
make a case for
If I'm eating a
pickles.
burger,
Like
all of a sudden I'm
Grillos?
just eating a pickle
Oh
sandwich.
well, I don't put my pickles on burgers.
I don't
just
put
have
them near
salted.
So
anything.
you're saying the taste is just overpowering.
It's overpowering. It's a
You're not even
bully.
But what
tasting
about
the
Punch
burger.
it right in the
Solo?
face.
Like if you
You're
go
not
to
tasting the
Chick-fil-A
burger
and you
anymore.
have those little sorry excuses for pickles, it'll ruin your whole
They
sandwich.
get all soggy
That's
and
the
they,
best part of the
Well,
whole
they put up a
sandwich.
middle finger to the chicken, and I
I
don't
love
like it.
pickles, but I don't like them on sandwiches. For that
I agree.
reason, it's soggy, makes it soggy.
But
It's too
alone?
juicy. By itself? Oh yeah.
So good.
By themselves?
Both of them.
Seriously?
What about a chickle?
What'd you
Chickle.
say?
What's a chickle?
piece of pickle and you like melt cheese around it, and then it gets like fried.
The closest I'll get to is fried
delicious.
pickles. There's been a few
that's
fried
so
pickles,
good.
but that's because it gets overpowered by
And
fried
now
dough.
you taste the fried goodness of
Correct. And whatever ranch or whatever, I'm basically using it as a vessel. It's but a vessel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wow,
I feel like
okay.
that lends right into our next segment, which is Don't Cancel Me, where we talk about controversial topics that
do
could
this.
divide the nation. So I'll go first with my controversial topic today. It's not really controversial, it's just more of like an opinion. But my take today is I don't think anyone actually knows how long to boil pasta. Every single
No
time
shot.
I boil pasta, it's a different amount of time. It comes out differently. I don't think there's a general rule for how it's like subjective every single time you make it.
Yeah, there's no big pasta needs to all get together and have like some sort of meeting.
Yeah,
Because I'm frustrated.
I agree.
One box is 11. One is saying 9.
8.
One's saying 7. Yeah, and
One
then
is saying take the pasta, throw it against the wall.
I also
see
have a
if it
hard time
sticks.
because I'm not cooking. I'm not good at cooking is what I'm trying to say. So then I'll boil water and then it like overflows. Then I have to
Yeah.
take the
Yeah.
pot off
Yeah.
thing, and I'm just
Yeah.
like I
It's a
should just
whole-
order a
it's a
pizza.
whole
all the
thing.
starch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my
Yeah.
best.
Okay, what's your
about yours?
what's your hot take for us?
It's my
today?
hot take that could get me canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's high stakes around here.
You know, okay, I thought about this the other day, and I preface the biggest football fan on planet Earth. Love my Denver Broncos. Like, I played football for so much of my life. It's the wrong name. It's the wrong name. Shouldn't be called football. Everywhere else on planet Earth, they use their feet, and they call it football. And we're like, oh, we also have football, except it's like completely different, and it's a different thing, but we're going to call it football. By the way, I don't know what to do about this information. Like,
gonna
do we
say-
change it? Probably not. But every time I'm with like a British friend or an Australian, like, you have to say American football. It's just, there's no part of football that lends itself to being like, that's the name.
That
Outside
is a
of the
very
kicker.
controversial
Outside of the
topic.
kicker, who's-
I've heard
And
that before.
I
Outside of the
agree.
Kick,
kicker.
punts.
I agree.
There's
Yeah.
like
But, like,
three things.
We can't call it handball. That's taken.
Handballs take it.
I guess
Right.
football was taken.
Again,
though, too.
I am but a mouthpiece with no solutions. Tackle ball.
Tackle ball.
Tackle
like-
ball's interesting.
So would you
Rough
rather
guy
call
time.
soccer football? Like, would you
I
change
mean,
both?
whatever.
But that's only here.
But correct, but like
No,
where
but I'm
else on planet
saying-
Earth do they even call it soccer? Not anywhere.
Yeah.
Like
so we'd
in-
have to change.
We'd have to change both.
officially
We'd have to
both
change.
No,
games.
I agree.
Or I think sometimes Americans, we gotta swallow the pill a little bit and say we were wrong.
Are you saying
Yeah.
we're weirdos?
We're weirdos, and we're also just like everyone else uses the metric system. We're like inches, you know. Like we completely
true.
different, right? So, like, oh, our biggest game, yeah, it's football. Even though you guys have that already, and we messed it
my
up.
goodness.
Oh yeah, metric system, we don't care. Like, there's a few of these things that we should probably
need to
just admit
concede.
we're wrong
Yeah.
about,
It would-
but we're
it
not
would
good
we
at
have the
this.
right
Yeah.
people.
We're
at the
not good at
table
this,
to
Americans.
decide.
I'm not good at this. But I'm just
That's good.
lofting up maybe a pitch to the NFL. Like, what's the deal? They'll never change it. But again, huge football fan.
Next time you sing the national anthem at a game, maybe you should.
Before I do this,
plug into make it
I
say
need
it.
everyone's attention. You've been duped. They're dragging me out. Who knows?
They'll start chanting.
So good.
Football, football. How did Spencer get canceled again? He went on a podcast.
That is a place you wouldn't want your fly down.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Talk about the most nervous I've ever been. I got to sing the national anthem at a couple NFL stadiums. At what I do, I'm backed up by a band and like people are into it, but I underestimated the silence. It's like, now singing the national
For
anthem.
that song?
Country music
Oh,
artist,
yeah.
Spencer Crandall.
Yep.
75,000 people just dead silent.
Oh, and they are judging your song.
And there's no win to it. If you
None.
get out of it, people are like, cool, anyway, we're here to watch
None.
football.
Yep.
If you
We're like,
mess
at least
it up,
you didn't jack it up, and you knew the words.
and you knew the
Like,
words.
don't mess up the lyrics.
If you do a bad national anthem,
Like Fergie.
done.
We
Yeah.
still
Furry,
remember.
poor
Yeah.
Furry.
Stop it.
Colorado's
So- it
own
was so bad.
Ingrid Andress, she had a bad one, and it will just, it stinks, and it's not
Yeah.
fun. And there's a girl who opened up for me a couple times, and her name's Harper Grace. And not to drum this up for Harper, but when she was 11, she sang this really like memeable national anthem. And she has like a foundation about bullying and stuff now. It was that bad. This poor 11-year-old girl like ruined her life.
11.
Yeah, exactly. So leave people alone. And we should also give every person that sings the national anthem the lyrics. I think it's crazy
for
we
sure.
don't.
Practice. What do you think
Really?
about the runs in the national anthem? They have
Just
to be done
you better
right.
be good enough
Yeah,
to do
for
them.
real.
Like when I
like you get a max of 2.
You have to know.
There's
yeah.
2 people, in my opinion, that have done it perfectly, but in separate lanes. You have Whitney Houston, done perfect.
Period.
So
It should be
good.
the national
Period.
anthem everywhere.
Period.
And Chris Stapleton.
Period.
Chris Stapleton's a couple years ago.
was so
I would want to listen to
good.
it on Spotify. It's that
Yes.
good.
Yep.
And he had
And
a
he
little
made
bit
it
of a
his
different take,
own.
but it's his thing, and
made it
he's a
his.
goat. Whitney
Yeah.
Houston. If you're not those 2
Yeah.
people, maybe just sing the normal one.
Right.
But
Maybe we
again,
should
hot
just
take.
play those 2. Just
Why
press
are we
play.
doing? Why are we
Yeah.
letting anyone else
Yeah.
do it?
Who's singing it this year?
Charlie Puth.
Oh.
I think
that
he'll
could
do
be
well.
amazing.
I think he'll do well.
That could
Fingers
be
crossed for
amazing.
you, young Charles.
Kaylee sang the national anthem once. Where?
My high school basketball game.
Do you want to
Well,
sing it
you
right
have an
now?
incredible-
For us?
No, I'm clipping it in right now.
It went so good. It was me and another guy, and that was a little hard because it felt good. Like, okay, the lyrics that you do get in your head a lot about them,
They're
but
so
I was,
weird too.
I know, and you can, and I switched them up during practice,
Yes.
and I was like, ooh, okay, but it felt like, okay, I have support. Like if I miss it, but then when you start singing, you're like, this is not going well with 2 people. Like I'd rather have just done it by myself.
It's a solo venture.
but it is. It was great. I loved it.
Well, you can sing though. So
yeah, you
that
said you
is
had singing
amazing.
parents when we
Yeah,
first talked
she
for
can
this.
sing.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want
She's
to
a
sing right
beautiful
now?
voice.
Before we wrap up, I want to do a cut-in.
That boy
where
sure can
Kaylee and
sing.
Spencer are singing the national anthem together.
You have to.
Okay.
And now,
Yeah.
performing
Yeah.
the national anthem.
Come over
Do
here.
it.
Yeah.
Come.
I can harmonize with you. You can choose a key, and you could be the lead, and we'll. Should we do like a
No,
shared
do it.
mic moment?
Yeah, do a shared mic moment.
Do it.
So
Be
we have a
really
pitch
So
pipe.
serious.
good.
I feel like we're at pitch perfect.
Do it
Where
really good.
is straight to camera for them? Right there?
This
Oh,
is straight to
Okay,
camera.
yeah.
I have a low voice too, though, but you can sing pretty high.
I'm just gonna harmonize.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam?
Keep it together. Keep it together.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Bring it home.
banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I couldn't tell if I was going to do the high harmony at the beginning. I was like, no, that's too high. No, I had to have a second to find my.
That was so
You
good.
guys remember the
guys.
lyrics and
Singer.
everything.
Now performing the national anthem instead of Spencer Crandall because he
Kaylee
doesn't want to do it anymore.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever need an opener, I can sing the national anthem.
That was amazing.
So
you guys.
good.
Thanks. I have not sang that song. It still gives me anxiety.
I got a little nervous. I was
I
like,
was-
what are the
yeah.
lyrics? We did it with
You
It
no
also makes me,
lyrics.
it's the song that they
Bomb the
play before
lyrics.
you
You
play
didn't
football.
do any crazy runs.
So I'm always like, I get a little jacked up.
It was so good.
It's kind of like a pump
Like I've
up
got a
song.
game
Yep.
to play.
Yeah,
Let's
right
get
after
on
that,
the
you put your
field.
helmet on and you go hit people. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. That was great.
Very great.
Yeah, thanks.
Look at us.
done.
Look at
Thanks,
us.
Mandy.
Well done.
Was that on your bingo card for today?
Yes, I just checked it.
Sick,
No,
sick,
that I had no idea that was coming. I was giggling a little bit. I couldn't look at Mandy. She was giggling. We did it.
You guys are so good. Okay, do you guys have a hot take today?
I do have a hot take.
Okay.
Of
course you do.
think that certain items, specifically for this example, clothing, should ever be purchased from Amazon. I think
Whoa.
that it's
That's
it's just a bad call, and it's a hot take because this is one of the kind of tussles that Dylan and I, that's my wife, first got into when we were married. Because she'd like be looking at stuff and be like, "Oh, this is cute. It's only $17." And in my mind, I'm like, that means it's equivalent to garbage, and you're gonna get like one wear out of it, and then it's just done.
There's a 7-year-old in China who's like sewing it
Exactly.
I
together.
know.
But I love
and our
it.
closet's already overflowing.
There's a
and I'm
7-year-old
like,
China, but I love it.
I love the top.
Look, it's true. I'm with you, and I think this is part of getting older too, because my dad would always be like, "We're not buying that cheap garbage. We're gonna go spend a little bit more money, but it'll last you." And I'd be like, "No, I want the Spider-Man shoes." But now that you're older,
It's like,
you
I'd
spend a
rather
little
stuff
bit more
needs to
money.
last.
But like, how many times I've bought? I just need some T-shirts. Well, by the end of the summer, they're garbage. Versus you spend double the price, but you have them triple as long. I'm with you. Quality.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm
you
not
guys-
with
Also,
you.
fast fashion. Lots of
Yeah.
bad stuff.
Fast
around.
fashion's a different
Right.
conversation. But from a selfish perspective, like, don't buy the garbage that you're gonna have to keep replacing.
But I buy it when I'm going on a bachelorette party and I need the sparkly shorts for one time. I'm not paying $120. I'd rather
There's
pay.
some merit
I
there.
hear there.
Right,
hear
and
that
I
for
go.
sure.
I like have a lot of fun.
One-time
things.
statement
Okay.
to the garbage.
Yeah. Just throw it
I mean,
away
I keep
after.
it just in case, but I never wear it
You
again.
never know.
But you can also
I'm not buying like
buy-
my regular fashion.
You
on
can
there.
buy quality clothes on Amazon.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
like-
Graham.
You can get leather jackets.
love Amazon.
You can get cashmere on Amazon.
I'm buying your
Dang.
Christmas
Sorry,
gift on
you
Amazon.
So I've never ventured into the nice
You-
stuff.
you
I'm
can.
usually like,
Yeah.
buy a pair of workout shorts and then you get them out of the wash and they're like
Yeah.
disintegrating.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
most
only
of my
thing
most of my Nikes come from Amazon.
Well, that's
Dang.
Nike
And
brand.
they're Nikes.
But it's Nike brand
Oh, yeah.
selling
Yeah.
on Amazon.
Yeah.
That okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Dylan,
Yeah.
I think that Dylan buys. I have a thing about socks. If like the slightest hint of a hole is there, I just throw
Oh,
it in the
100%.
trash.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then new socks just show up in my drawer because my wife is incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that she buys the Nike socks off of Amazon. But
Heck yeah.
If they just show up, though, you can't complain.
Yeah,
I
it's got
hear
you.
what you're saying, and I have a little bit different take. I won't buy clothes from Costco because to me that
Never.
feels like giving up.
Never.
Like
Yeah.
you have reached a stage where you're in retirement. You care more about comfort than you do about fashion. And Costco just feels like I'm going to see it out and about, and people are going to know I got it at Costco. So that says something also.
Costco or Sam's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the clothing section is just like
It's
like
rough.
It's
monotone.
mid.
It's just like the color palette of sad. Like that's just the clothes that you
Wow.
can get at Costco.
We're gonna get some
it's like the
major
wrong
hate
navy
for
and,
this.
like,
People
heavy
love
weight.
Costco.
Talk about
We're
don't cancel
gonna
me.
get
I
in trouble.
know.
Yeah.
Have you ever bought clothes at Costco?
I'm not
I mean,
a
it's a
Costco
safe
member,
place
but
if you
I think when I think back on the clothes that I regret buying, for some reason it's like H&M. No hate to H&M. I have a few
Oh.
things that
It's like the same.
I
as
love, but
Amazon.
it's that like $4 T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I buy it, and then like I'm on stage, and I feel it like unraveling up my side. So there's just stuff like that, or like I had a button pop off on pants that I had just purchased from there. Again, I have some stuff I love, but some stuff I was like, this feels cheap. But point of privilege to be
Yeah.
able to say,
Yeah.
I want the quality stuff, and I'm gonna go spend more money, because I'm sure there's also people who are like,
Yeah.
I can't afford that, so cancel all of us. Here we go.
That's fair.
That's good.
Okay. We've covered a lot of ground today. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, and share. And love ya!